And why do you think the threat of economic sanctions wasn't a sufficient deterrent? Was the threat credible? And why do people who make such threats assume that the threat of economic sanction, which I suspect in some sense hits the ordinary population harder than the leaders, why is that viewed as a credible deterrent?
Look, I mean, on the one hand, there's a certain sort of mirror imaging here that we think about, how would we think about the world if we were facing the kinds of sanctions that we're imposing on Russia? And, how would sort of any normal or ordinary person in Putin's position think about these things? Because we are in a position to devastate the Russian economy, and we are devastating the Russian economy. And that will matter to Putin. Russia's foreign reserves are not infinite, and they're not even that extensive, honestly. And war is incredibly expensive, especially when you're losing soldiers and equipment at a rate he appears to be. He's going to need cash, and having his economy wrecked is going to make it very hard to continue this war, among other things that he needs to do. And it's going to make his people very unhappy, and that will ultimately matter to him. So in the short term, it affects ordinary people and oligarchs, but in the longer term, it will affect him also in his ability to do stuff. But here's the thing. Once somebody has decided that they are prepared to try their luck by force of arms, they've made a mental and psychological shift that it's easy for people on the outside not to recognize. Because what you're saying is, I'm prepared to go in and I'm prepared to kill a lot of people, and I'm prepared to lose a lot of my own people, and I'm prepared to run the risk, however slight it might be, that the war won't go my way and really bad things will happen. If you're in that mindset, then the threat of economic sanctions is not what is first and foremost in your mind. And I think a lot of people collectively missed that Putin had gotten into that mindset and then overestimated the sort of rationality that is required then to think about the long-term effects of economic sanctions of a certain variety.